are you breathing like that?
Like what?
Like you are carrying furniture.
I'm sitting down.
Exactly.
Meet the family!
Oh, behave yourself. We are live in Cape Town. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Every family has that one person who complains about everything. In our family, that person was Mom. Now, before you judge me, I want you to understand something. My mother was a wonderful woman. She loved her children, she loved her husband, she loved her church, she loved her family.
But she also complained professionally. Honestly, if complaining were an Olympic sport, South Africa would have several gold medals by now. That particular Monday morning started like every other Monday morning in the Okwa mansion, with Mom finding something to complain about. The weather was too hot.
The bread was too expensive. The electricity bill was too high. The neighbors were too loud. And apparently, Dad breathed too heavily while reading the newspaper. I am not joking. Dad was sitting quietly in the living room, minding his own business, when Mom suddenly looked at him.
Why are you breathing like that?
Like what?
Like you are carrying furniture.
I'm sitting down.
Exactly.
Guys, even Dad looked confused. Meanwhile, the rest of us had learned an important survival skill over the years. When Mom started complaining, do not volunteer for the conversation. Just stay quiet and pray. Unfortunately, Didi had never learned that lesson.
Mom, are you okay?
Of course I'm okay.
Of course I'm okay.
Yeah.
You seem angry.
I'm not angry.
Whenever somebody says they are not angry, using that tone, they are definitely angry. The entire room immediately became silent because nobody wanted to become the next topic. Unfortunately for us, Mom was only getting started. Guys, after surviving Mom's morning complaints, we all thought the danger had passed. We were wrong. Very wrong. The problem with Mom was that once she started complaining, she treated it like a full-time job. She didn't just complain for 5 minutes and move on. No, she remained committed to the cause. By lunchtime, she had already found 6 new things to be unhappy about, and somehow every single one of them affected her personally. Even the dog wasn't safe. The poor animal was sleeping peacefully in the garden when Mom suddenly decided it looked too comfortable. Honestly, I wish I were exaggerating. The rest of us spent the afternoon avoiding her. Dad hid behind his newspaper. Didi disappeared upstairs. Lara locked herself in her room. Even Amara, who normally enjoyed arguing with people, decided that today was not the day. Unfortunately, avoiding Mom became difficult when she marched into the kitchen and announced that she was hungry. Now, that might sound normal. It wasn't. Because Mom had spent the entire morning refusing food. First, she said breakfast smelled strange. Then she said tea tasted funny. Then she claimed eggs were too eggy. To this day, I still don't know what that means.
I thought you weren't hungry.
I'm not.
Then why are you looking for food?
Because I'm hungry.
That makes no sense.
Guys, Dad genuinely looked like a man trying to solve a mathematics problem. The funny part was that Mom looked just as confused as he did. She opened the fridge, closed it, opened it again, stared inside, then made a face.
Disgusting.
What's disgusting?
Everything. It's the same food we ate yesterday.
Exactly.
At that point, even Didi came downstairs to see what was happening. The entire family gathered in the kitchen as Mom continued rejecting every possible meal suggestion. Bread? No. Rice? No. Chicken? No. Fruit? No. Tea? No. Water? Somehow also no. My people, I have never seen somebody hungry and picky at the same time. Then, suddenly, Mom's eyes landed on something sitting quietly on the counter, a jar of pickles. The entire room watched as she grabbed it,
opened it and started eating directly from the jar. Silence. Complete silence. Even the dog looked shocked.
What are you doing?
Eating.
Pickles?
Yes.
By themselves?
Mind your business. Mind your business.
The room exploded with laughter. Even Mom started laughing. But as everybody joked about her strange behavior, Dad continued watching her carefully. For the first time all day, he looked thoughtful, like he had just remembered something. And honestly, that worried me more than Mom eating pickles. My people, after the pickle incident, the entire family spent the rest of the afternoon making fun of Mom. Honestly, she brought it on herself. You cannot stand in the kitchen eating pickles straight from the jar and expect people to act normal, especially not in the Oko family. The teasing started with Didi and quickly spread to everybody else. Within an hour, even people who went there had somehow heard the story.
I still don't know how information travels so fast in our family. Actually, I do. The answer is Didi. The girl treated family news the way television stations treated breaking news. By dinner time, Mom was already tired of hearing about the pickles. Unfortunately, nobody was tired of talking about them.
Should we buy you your own pickle shelf?
Didi, eat your food.
No, she's right. We need to support Mom's new lifestyle.
Yeah.
Maybe she should become a pickle influencer.
I regret giving birth to all of you. Maybe she should become a pickle influencer. I regret giving birth to all of you.
My people, the table exploded with laughter. Even Dad laughed so hard he nearly spilled his drink. For a moment, everything felt normal again. Just family, food, and unnecessary jokes. Then something strange happened. Mom suddenly stopped laughing. The smile disappeared from her face.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You don't look fine.
My people, that answer has caused more problems in marriages than any other sentence in history. Whenever somebody says they are fine, there's usually a 50% chance they are lying. In Mom's case, the percentage was much higher. Dad kept watching her. The rest of us went back to eating. Then, suddenly, Mom stood up. No explanation, no warning, just stood up and walked away from the table. The room became quiet.
What was that?
Maybe she's angry again. Maybe she's planning another
Honestly, that was a reasonable guess. But Dad didn't look convinced. He continued staring toward the hallway where Mom had disappeared. And for the first time all day, he looked genuinely worried. Not confused, not amused, worried. The funny thing was that none of us understood why. We all thought Mom was simply being dramatic. My loves, after dinner, everybody expected life to return to normal. Mom had disappeared to her room. Dad was acting suspiciously thoughtful. And the rest of us were enjoying the rare peace that had finally settled over the mansion. Unfortunately, Peace and the Oko family have never been close friends. About an hour later, Mom came downstairs again and immediately started another argument.
Who changed the channel?
I did.
Why?
Because I wanted to.
Nobody asked you.
It's a remote, Mom, not a government position.
Guys, I nearly fell off the couch. Even Dad started laughing. Unfortunately, that was the wrong response because Mom immediately turned toward him. The way she looked at him, you would think he had personally created the problem.
And what are you laughing at?
Nothing.
Exactly.
What does that mean?
You know what it means.
I really don't.
Mom, are you okay? Should we call somebody?
I'm fine.
There was that word again. Fine, the most dangerous word in the English language. Dad stood up immediately. This time he wasn't laughing. This time he looked genuinely concerned. He walked over and sat beside her.
You've been tired all week.
I'm just stressed.
Yeah, you've barely eaten.
I ate pickles. A lot of pickles.
Maybe we should visit a doctor. It is better to be safe and check on your health properly with someone who can give us the right advice.
You are right. I will think about it. Why do you look so serious?
Because your mother is seeing a doctor today.
Who said that?
Me. I don't remember agreeing.
I wasn't asking.
Silence. Complete silence. Mom stared at Dad. Dad stared at Mom. The rest of us stared at both of them. Because suddenly, this wasn't funny anymore. And for the first time all week, Mom looked nervous too. Very nervous.
I feel fine.
Good.
Exactly.
Then the doctor will tell us you're fine.
Guys, I won't lie. That was actually a good answer. Even Didi nodded in approval. Mom looked around the table, hoping somebody would support her. Nobody did. Not because we agreed with Dad. We were just curious. Something strange had definitely been happening lately. The complaints, the mood swings, the sudden love affair with Pickles. None of it made sense. Eventually, Mom stood up dramatically. The way she acted, you would think she was being arrested.
Fine, I'll go.
She's definitely angry. Very angry. Should we prepare a farewell speech for Dad? The room burst into laughter. Even Mom couldn't stop herself from smiling. But as Dad and Mom prepared to leave for the appointment, I noticed something interesting. Dad looked nervous. Not worried, not scared, nervous, like a man who had suddenly remembered something from many years ago. And as they drove away together, none of us knew that the doctor's appointment was about to change the entire Oko family. The funny thing, Dad already had a suspicion. He just didn't want to say it out loud. Not yet.